Do you wait until the last minute and then produce your best work? Is procrastination a creative superpower or a slow, soul-draining sabotage? Today we're pulling apart the myth. Spoiler, it's messy, and it depends. We'll look at psychology research, tell stories of the creative methods people actually use, and give a clear playbook so you can use delay when it helps and stop it when it hurts. By the end, you'll be able to answer, is your procrastination a strategy or a trap? First, not all procrastination is the same. For decades, psychologists treated procrastination as a single, uniformly bad behavior, a failure of self-control. That's the picture you probably know. Missed work, guilt, stress, poor grades or performance. Meta-analyses show procrastination is strongly linked to lower self-control, task aversiveness, impulsiveness, and worse outcomes in many domains. In other words, the "it ruins your life" story has real data behind it. But starting around the early 2000s, researchers noticed something more complicated. Some people delay deliberately. They prefer working under pressure and report that the delay helps them focus and perform. This idea got named active procrastination, intentional delay that's paired with planning, confidence, and the ability to meet deadlines. Studies suggest active procrastinators differ from passive ones. They often choose to delay, feel in control, and may not suffer the same negative fallout. Still, the construct is debated. Some researchers say it's a real adaptive tactic. Others warn it blurs the line between strategy and self-deception. There's at least two phases: passive procrastination, the avoidant, damaging kind, and active strategic procrastination, the intentional, pressure-harnessing kind. Which one you're doing matters, and a lot. Now, the big question, why might putting something off actually help creativity? There are three psychological mechanisms researchers point to. Incubation. When you step away from a problem, your mind keeps working on it in the background. This incubation effect, a sleep on it mental stew, has a long literature showing that breaks can lead to novel solutions. A review of incubation research suggests unconscious processes and mind wandering during breaks can boost creative insights. Time pressure as a catalyst. Some creators need constraints, especially time constraints, to push associative leaps and force quick decisions. Pressure can reduce overthinking and perfectionism, producing bolder choices. Knowledge integration and rest. Delay gives your brain time to absorb information, connect distant ideas, and form new combinations, the essence of creativity. Recent workplace research even argues the relationship between procrastination and creativity is curvilinear. Moderate delay can foster more creative output under the right conditions, but too little or too much delay hurts. In other words, a little procrastination can give your incubating mind space to make new connections. Too much becomes avoidance. Put together, stepping back, letting attention wander, and using deadline pressure intentionally can all support creative breakthroughs. Let's look at some key studies, not to drown you in citations, but to give a clear picture. Incubation literature. Decades of experiments show that taking a break from a tough creative task often improves performance later. The mechanisms aren't fully settled. Some experiments manipulate whether the break promotes mind wandering and find that when people's minds wander during the break, creative gains are larger. That suggests breaks that let your mind roam instead of narrowly focusing are more potent. Active procrastination research, Chu and Choi, 2005. Introduced the idea that some procrastination is intentional and adaptive. They found active procrastinators who delayed deliberately and work well under pressure reported positive attitudes and outcomes compared to passive procrastinators. Later, work refined the idea and questioned its boundaries. It isn't a universal license to delay, but it's a useful distinction when we think about creativity. Workplace study on procrastination versus creativity. Jihei Shin and Adam Grant published research arguing the relationship between procrastination and creativity is curvilinear. Moderate procrastination produced higher creativity, especially when people were intrinsically motivated and had autonomy. Too little delay, and you don't get incubation. Too much, and the cost of delay, lost time, stress, rushed execution outweighs the creative benefit. That study is a useful bridge between lab incubation work and real-world creative task. But you'll see both types in the wild. Incubation-fueled breakthroughs and twirldam and slow-motion sabotage. How to tell if your procrastination is helping or hurting. Here's a quick diagnostic. Ask yourself, is the delay intentional? Did I choose to wait or did I get pulled away by distractions? Do I have a plan for when the deadline arrives? Do I know how I'll execute? Am I using the delay to gather, reflect, or rest, or to avoid anxiety? Does the delay reduce stress and improve output, or increase skill and reduce quality? Are you still making progress, even if it's not on the headline task? That's structured procrastination in action. If you answer yes to 1, 2, and 3 and no to 4, you're probably practicing active strategic delay. If not, you're likely in passive procrastination territory and should intervene. So, does procrastination secretly fuel creativity, or is it sabotage? The honest answer? Both. Under the right conditions. Intentional delay, structured planning, autonomy, and good break habits, short to moderate procrastination can foster incubation, pressure-driven leaps, and surprising creative results. But chronic avoidant procrastination undermines performance and well-being. If you're experimenting with delay, treat it like a tool, scheduled, monitored, and paired with execution plans. If you're stuck in guilt and missed deadlines, treat procrastination as a signal of fear, perfectionism, or poor task design, and fix the cause.